Do you think you're eating healthy? Do you regularly add nuts to your breakfast, yogurt, or salad? Stop right now. There's a common nut you probably have in your kitchen that's a mortal killer. Deadly danger. For people over 60 years old, the body's ability to detoxify has decreased. This particle can cause irreversible consequences, from the nervous system to the time continuously. Just a small amount is enough to cause death. You have been warned. If you do not know exactly what these 5 deadly particles are, you are putting your health and life in danger every day. Please pay attention to culprit number 3, the most toxic particle that you need to stay away from immediately. This unique culprit has a criminal appearance, but contains natural cyanide, a cavalry substance. It is a popular dessert nut, but the wrong variation can kill you. Before we begin, please let us know where and when you are watching the video. Don't miss the next part to know the remaining 5 nuts and how to detoxify them in an emergency. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to protect yourself and your family today. Why older adults are more vulnerable to toxins. After 60, the body changes in ways we often overlook. Your liver and kidneys, those quiet workers that filter everything you eat, drink, and breathe, slow down. The University of Michigan's Geriatric Research Center found that detoxification enzymes can drop by nearly 40% after age 65. That means what once left your system overnight may now linger for days, silently burdening your organs. At the same time, the walls of your cells thin out, healing takes longer, and small exposures that were once harmless now leave lasting traces. And when you add medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, or sleep, your body becomes a delicate balancing act. One wrong compound can tip everything off course. In younger adults, a single toxic seed might only cause mild nausea or dizziness. But in someone over 70, the same seed could trigger dehydration, heart irregularities, or even organ failure. Harvard's Division on Aging explains that the body's reserve capacity, its ability to recover from stress, shrinks decade by decade. That's why a simple mistake, like chewing a decorative seed or tasting an unknown fruit, can carry such heavy consequences. Still, awareness brings power. Once you understand these changes, you can take charge, protecting your body, your home, and your peace of mind every single day. 5. Deadly seeds. 1. Castor seed, the beautiful killer hiding in plain sight. If you've ever admired the shiny marbled seeds of the castor plant in your garden, you're not alone. They look almost like polished stones, beautiful, harmless, even decorative. But beneath that glossy shell hides one of nature's deadliest poisons, a compound called ricin. Just one seed, when crushed or chewed, can release enough ricin to block your body's ability to make essential proteins. Without those proteins, cells begin to die, and vital organs, especially the liver and kidneys, start to shut down within hours. The Centers for Disease Control in the United States lists ricin among the most toxic substances known to science. Symptoms often begin with mild nausea or vomiting, easily mistaken for food poisoning or a bad meal. But soon, severe diarrhea, dehydration, and sharp abdominal pain set in, leading to liver failure or cardiac collapse. For adults over 60, whose organs already work harder to filter toxins, the effect can be devastating. Their bodies don't have the same recovery reserve as they once did, and even small exposure can become life-threatening. Here's the cruel irony. The castor oil you may know from old remedies is safe because it's carefully processed to remove ricin. But the raw seed, the one sitting in a pot or growing along a fence, remains a silent threat. Many older adults in warm states like Texas or Florida plant it for its beauty, unaware of the danger. I've seen patients who only handled the seeds while gardening and developed severe skin irritation or swelling around the eyes. And for anyone with grandchildren or pets, the risk multiplies. Children are naturally curious, and pets may chew anything that looks like food. If you recognize this plant in your yard, take it as a sign to act now. Remove it carefully, wear gloves, and never burn or crush the seeds. Choose safer plants that bring life, not danger, to your home. Remember, nature can be breathtaking, but beauty can deceive. Awareness and caution are the most powerful tools you have to protect yourself and those you love. 2. Apricot and peach pits, bitter almonds. When sweetness hides. Poison. A fresh peach or apricot can feel like summer itself, sweet, fragrant, and full of life. But deep inside those fruits lies something that looks harmless, yet holds a deadly secret. The smooth, oval pit at the center contains amygdalin, a natural compound that turns into cyanide once inside the body. In small amounts, cyanide can already block your cells from using oxygen, starving your organs from the inside out. For adults over 60, whose hearts and lungs are already more fragile, this process can be dangerously fast. I once spoke with a retired teacher from Ohio who crushed apricot seeds after reading they could cleanse toxins. Within an hour, she felt dizzy, short of breath, and her heartbeat became irregular. She survived because her daughter called 911 right away, but the doctors later said that a few more seeds might have been fatal. Older adults often try home remedies in good faith, trusting natural ingredients more than synthetic ones. But as the Mayo Clinic reminds us, natural doesn't always mean safe. Cyanide poisoning strikes quickly. In a younger adult, it may cause nausea or confusion. In someone over 70, it can shut down the heart before help arrives. That's because with age, the body's enzyme systems, especially in the liver, slow down, reducing the ability to neutralize toxins. Even a mild dose becomes a heavy burden when your metabolism can no longer keep pace. So here's the rule every household should remember. Enjoy the fruit, but respect the seed. Never chew, crush, or grind peach or apricot pits, and avoid homemade extracts made from bitter almonds. If you love these fruits, eat the flesh, not the core. And if you ever see products claiming vitamin B17 from apricot kernels, avoid them entirely. They contain the same toxin. Nature offers healing and harm in the same package. Our job, especially after 60, is to choose wisely, protect our hearts, and share what we learn. Because one small piece of knowledge today could save a life tomorrow. 3. Yellow oleander, the flower that can stop your heart. You've probably seen it before, a tall, elegant shrub covered in bright yellow flowers that light up the garden. It looks peaceful, cheerful, and harmless. But behind that beauty, the yellow oleander hides a deadly secret that few people know. Its seeds contain cardiac glycosides, the same type of compounds found in powerful heart medications. But in this plant, the dose isn't healing. It's lethal. Doctors at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences have reported hundreds of poisoning cases linked to oleander every year. Just one seed can disrupt the electrical rhythm of the heart, leading to palpitations, confusion, and in severe cases, cardiac arrest. At first, the symptoms seem mild: nausea, fatigue, a strange fluttering in the chest. But within hours, blood pressure drops, breathing slows, and the heart struggles to beat correctly. For someone over 60 whose heart is already working harder, that stress can be fatal before help even arrives. What makes it even more dangerous is how easy accidental exposure can be. Touching the plant and then rubbing your mouth or eyes may be enough to absorb the toxin. Even burning its branches can release toxic smoke that irritates the lungs. I once met a retired gardener from Florida who kept oleanders along his driveway for 20 years. He only learned the truth after his doctor traced his chronic dizziness and slow pulse back to regular exposure to the plant's sap. He was shocked. It had been part of his daily view, yet it was quietly harming him. The solution, thankfully, is simple and empowering. If you have yellow oleander in your yard, replace it with safer, heart-friendly plants like roses, jasmine, or marigolds. Wear gloves when removing it, and keep children and pets far away. Prevention starts not with fear, but with awareness. Our gardens should give peace, not danger. So the next time you walk outside, take a moment to look closely at what's growing around you. Because sometimes protecting your heart begins with pulling out one small but deadly flower. 4. Manchineel tree, the apple of death, hiding by the sea. If you ever walk along a sunny Caribbean beach or the coast of Mexico, you might notice a tree that looks completely innocent. Its fruits resemble small green apples, fresh, inviting, and almost sweet-smelling in the breeze. But this is no ordinary tree. It's called the manchineel, and it's considered one of the most poisonous trees in the entire world. Every part of it, the fruit, the bark, the sap, even the smoke from its burning wood, is dangerously toxic. What makes it so deceptive is its beauty. The leaves are glossy, the shade cool and welcoming, which is why many travelers unknowingly rest beneath it. Yet, as researchers from the University of Florida warn, even standing under the manchineel during rain can cause severe skin burns. Raindrops carry the tree's milky sap, filled with a compound that blisters the skin on contact. Some people have suffered rashes, swelling, and painful welts that lasted for weeks, and those who dared to taste the fruit describe an initial sweetness, followed by burning in the throat, vomiting, and in severe cases, heart failure or respiratory collapse. For older adults, especially those with weaker lungs or heart conditions, this tree poses an even greater risk. Inhaling smoke from burning manchineel wood can trigger instant coughing, wheezing, and dangerous inflammation in the lungs. I once read about a retired couple visiting Cancun who stopped to take a photo beneath a pretty apple tree. By evening, both were hospitalized with blistered skin and labored breathing. They survived, but the memory became a lifelong warning to others. If you travel or enjoy beach walks, remember this simple rule. Never touch, stand under, or eat from unknown coastal trees. Look for warning signs. Many beaches in the Caribbean now mark the manchineel with red paint or signs reading, "Danger, do not touch." Enjoy the ocean, but respect its wild edges. Nature's beauty can heal, but sometimes it can harm, especially when disguised as a perfect little apple by the sea. 5. Physic nut, the shiny seed that hides silent danger. At first glance, the physic nut, known scientifically as Jatropha curcas, looks harmless, even beautiful. Its seeds shine like polished marbles, and its lush green leaves make it a popular ornamental plant across many tropical regions. But what most people don't realize is that this tree carries a toxic secret inside those glossy seeds. They contain compounds very similar to ricin, one of the deadliest natural poisons known to science. And unlike many other plants, this toxicity doesn't fade with time. The seeds remain poisonous even when dried. The danger is subtle and deceptive. You don't have to eat the seed to get poisoned. Even touching it with damp hands or accidentally crushing it can allow the toxin to seep through your skin. Once absorbed, it travels through the bloodstream, where it can harm the liver and heart, two organs already vulnerable as we age. A 2021 study from India's National Institute of Toxicology confirmed that small doses of Jatropha toxins can cause fatigue, nausea, and irregular heartbeat within hours. For older adults, the effects can be far more severe, as their bodies filter toxins more slowly and recover less efficiently. I remember a gardener in southern Florida who kept a physic nut near his porch because of its shiny seeds. He often picked them up after rain, never realizing the sap had entered tiny cuts on his fingers. Weeks later, He was hospitalized for unexplained liver inflammation that doctors later traced back to the plant. He told me, "I thought beauty meant safety, but it nearly cost me my health." If you or someone you know has this plant in the garden, take action now. Wear gloves when removing it, label it clearly as toxic, and educate anyone who might handle it, especially caregivers and grandchildren. Replace it with safer plants like hibiscus or jasmine that bring color without danger. In the end, awareness is protection. Even at 60 or 70, you still have the power to choose what grows around you and what no longer belongs near your home. How to protect yourself. Simple actions that save lives. After learning about these dangerous seeds, many people feel uneasy, especially older adults who love gardening or natural remedies. But fear isn't the goal here. Knowledge is. Because when you understand the danger, you gain the power to prevent it. And protecting yourself doesn't require complicated science. It starts with simple awareness and everyday habits that keep you and your loved ones safe. Let's begin with recognition. Toxic seeds often stand out for their beauty. They look glossy, colorful, perfectly shaped, and sometimes almost too beautiful to eat. If a seed looks bright, shiny, or ornamental, it's not for your plate. Edible seeds, like sunflower or pumpkin, are matte, uniform in color, and rarely come from houseplants or decorative trees. Be cautious of unfamiliar fruits that don't appear in your local grocery store. A general rule: if you don't see it sold as food, it likely isn't meant to be eaten. In community gardens or during travel, ask local horticulture guides or use plant identification apps to verify what's safe. Awareness, not fear, is your first shield. Now, let's talk about prevention inside your home. Many accidents happen because dangerous plants sit where children or elders can reach them. Label every unknown plant clearly with a small red tag or sticker. If you live with grandchildren, keep decorative seeds and plants on high shelves or behind barriers. For those who enjoy gardening, consider creating a simple, safe garden map. Mark one area for edible herbs and fruits, and another for purely ornamental plants. This small visual step helps prevent confusion and builds confidence when sharing your garden with family or friends. Replace high-risk species such as oleander or castor plants with safer options like marigolds, basil, or jasmine. These plants add beauty without the hidden danger. If you have caregivers or household help, show them which plants are safe and which must never be handled. Prevention begins with communication, not isolation. But what if an accident happens? Knowing how to respond quickly can make all the difference. If someone swallows a suspicious seed or begins feeling dizzy, nauseated, or short of breath, treat it as a medical emergency. Call emergency services, 911 in the US, 112 in India, immediately. While waiting for help, keep the person calm and hydrated if they can swallow safely, but do not induce vomiting. Do not give milk, alcohol, or home remedies. They can worsen absorption of the toxin. If possible, bring a sample of the seed or plant to the hospital for identification. Doctors can use that information to guide treatment faster and more precisely. And if you notice symptoms like irregular heartbeat, chest pain, or fainting, skip hesitation. Every minute matters. Remember this: protecting your home isn't about removing all risk. It's about creating a safe space filled with awareness and care. Nature will always have beauty and danger woven together. But with the right knowledge, steady habits, and calm action, you stay in control. Your garden can remain a place of peace, not fear. A living reminder that wisdom truly is the best form of protection. Doctor's insight and case study. I still remember the day Mr. Miguel was brought into the emergency ward. He was 67, a retired carpenter who loved tending to the small garden behind his home. One morning, curious about a plant he had been growing for months, He cracked open one of its glossy seeds and chewed it. He said it tasted slightly bitter, so he spat it out and thought nothing of it. But within an hour, his wife found him pale, sweating, and struggling to breathe. By the time he reached the hospital, his pulse was erratic, and his blood pressure had dropped dangerously low. Tests revealed severe liver inflammation and irregular heart rhythm caused by toxins from a decorative seed, one he had grown for beauty, not food. When I spoke to him later, Miguel's first words were filled with disbelief. "I didn't think something from my own garden could hurt me," he said quietly. And that, I told him, is what makes these plants so deceptive. They look harmless, even inviting, but their chemistry can be as deadly as industrial poison. With prompt treatment and careful monitoring, Miguel recovered within days. He was lucky. Many others don't realize what's happening until it's too late. For older adults, curiosity and self-reliance are admirable traits, but when it comes to unknown plants, they can also be risky. Our senses and metabolism change with age, and what seems like just a taste can become overwhelming for the heart or liver. The truth is simple, but powerful. Knowledge is your first medicine. Learn what grows around you, label your plants, and never test anything unfamiliar. Because awareness, not fear, is what keeps you safe. And it's never too late to learn one more life-saving lesson. Nature has always been both a healer and a teacher. It gives us fruits, herbs, and seeds that strengthen the heart, calm the mind, and nourish the body. But it also hides lessons, quiet reminders that beauty and danger often live side by side. Today we've learned that while some seeds bring balance and healing, others can harm, even from a single careless moment. So remember this truth. The number one poisonous seed may be closer than you think. It could be sitting quietly in your garden, on a roadside tree, or even in a decorative pot by your porch. After 60, your body deserves protection, not experimentation. This is the time to care gently for the organs that have served you for decades. Start by walking through your garden with fresh eyes. Check for plants like oleander or castor that may look harmless but carry hidden risks. If you find them, remove them carefully or ask a gardener for help. Teach your grandchildren what's safe to touch and show them how wisdom, not fear, keeps families healthy. Every small act of awareness adds years of peace to your life. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Tell us your age, where you're watching from, and what plants grow around your home. Do you have a story about a plant that surprised you, either with its healing power or its danger? Leave a comment below. We read every message, and your experience might help another senior protect their loved ones. And if this video helped you today, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who still enjoys gardening. May your garden be safe, your nights calm, and your heart always at peace. Thank you for watching, and remember, knowledge is not just power, it's protection, and it begins with you.